This is going to be a rather difficult single rating, but here goes nothing. Hello there, Flagel Floggle here. Today I will be doing a single rating of a new track that's dropped out by the singer Rebecca Black. This song is called Saturday. Okay then. So, I feel like if I do a review of Rebecca Black, I'm gonna have to talk about the back history as I would do with any other artist. And of course, immediately people will be thinking of negative things. So obviously the first thing that many people heard by Rebecca Black was this track that dropped about 2 or 3 years ago, Friday. And this song, I won't act like I was one of those small amount of people that, liked it. I thought it was one of the up there with one of the worst songs ever, and I still think it. Okay, it's an embarrassment. It really is. But then came obviously the realization by some people that the amount of hate she was getting was pretty nasty, and so some people started to like it a bit more, and just started to gain some sort of fan base. Now, I will admit, a fan base of feeling sorry for it isn't the best fan base in the world. But I'm going to stop talking about that, because easily shown in this song is that Rebecca Black is wanting to move that out the way and make a new, fresh start. I haven't watched all the videos, but she has her own channel called Rebecca. And on those videos, she just acts like an everyday teenage girl. She's even got a video where she does a reaction to Friday, and she even criticises herself even more than a normal person would. Obviously, it's her own work. Well, maybe other people wrote it, but you know what I mean. So this song, Saturdays, came out. Okay, so again, I like to talk about the negatives first. Get that out of the way, and I like to end on a high note, if there is one. And there certainly is. Things that I don't like about this is that it is a typical mainstream pop song, and it doesn't really do anything new in the actual song itself. I'm not really a person who should be doing this sort of thing, because I've never really been impressed at all by mainstream songs that came out. In fact, the only singles that I've liked that came out this year that started is that One Republic song, Counting Stars, and that was actually last year, the Lumineers, Hey Ho, but that came out last year. So, yes, I'm not really the best person who's pleased with the stuff that comes out. So I will be mentioning the predictable things I seem to hear all the time. For example, the synths and beats are really rather simple. The synths just go duh, 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 and the beat just sort of follows that in that same sort of tempo. So yeah, rather boring chord progression. And of course, when it gets exciting, the beat has to go faster. It goes, and then just stops, and then has to suddenly kick in. I'm sick of that in dance and pop songs. Also, going to quickly note that I don't really like the annoying voices that keep coming in saying you gotta go to this party. I find that quite annoying. And also, I'm just going to quickly mention that the single rating will not just be for the song, will be the video and the progression that Rebecca's had. But really, that's already the things where I can stop talking about the bad stuff, okay? So immediately I want to talk about the good stuff. But sadly, in some ways people won't like this, but quite a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about in a good way isn't really talking about the song itself, it's talking about the video and Rebecca herself. So I was also one of those people who did feel sorry for Rebecca. I mean, I'm still sort of her age. I think I'm a year old. I think she's 16 now or something like that. But you have to think of Pooh. I think she was 13 or something when Friday came out, and nowadays, you know how media and internet and social network, and it must have been absolute agony. She's always seemed to have had this confidence and determination to prove herself. And, you know, granted, she has definitely in the song. You know, the other songs that obviously came out, like Person of Interest and Sing It, I still not bothered about. But this song seems to have been a case where she's really just sort of looked into what she'd done and, like I say, concentrated on improving herself. So the video is great. Um, it's actually, again, I'm talking about like the last thing by McFly. Two things happen. Number one, the video's funny. Um, it really is, like it's got this sort of like appeal that younger people have, like ESDF movie and stuff like that. It's got that sort of random humour, which isn't for me that sort of thing really. Um, but you know, I think it's really good. And the thing that I like about the humour and how it's funny is that not only does it give it a lighter sense, the whole appeal of it being a party song, but it really just will confuse the haters. Now, this is sort of like a copper cab sort of thing where he's like Rebecca Black is always going to get haters no matter what. I know everyone will, but what they've done in the past, no one will forget. As people say, it's in the internet, no one ever forgets what you've done in the past, and this is definitely going to show with Rebecca Black forever, no matter how better she gets. Sad to say. So, since it's funny, they can't really take the mick out of the video because, in some ways, it's meant to be silly. So, again, I thought that was a really smart move. And how is it funny? The best way to make it funny. Satirical. She takes the piss out of herself. It's not just in the video where she writes down lyrics everywhere about her All Friday lyrics. At the end, someone references that rapper guy at the very end of the song, and even the first lyrics on the song where she's like saying, again, a party song, saying trying to get Friday out of her head, saying that sure she had like a hangover or something, but she was also mentioning the single, saying it was also hazy. You could think of that as being, it is a long time ago, really, especially in the internet, a couple of years ago. And she said she wants to, even in that, she says that she feels lazy, like thinking that from what she's doing now is just rubbish. So is the song itself getting better? The production is much better than if I have to go back Friday, and I have to because that's the most popular song she's done ever. The other one, the production was not very good at all, in my opinion. And in Saturday, it's wonderful. I love the acoustic guitars that come in the bridge bit. Like I say, I've talked down about the synths, but I still think they're nice. The drums, it all sort of feels less hardly produced, if you know what I mean. I mean, it was quite predictable, and Friday she had people helping to make it, and it's sort of like a breath of fresh air with what she's doing on Saturday. It sort of feels like it's much more controlled. Um, it's really, it's really predictable, but a good song. Like, I wouldn't say it's amazing, and it's a good song compared to modern chart music. I think the vocals I have to mention as well. The vocals, obviously, in Friday were horrible, a bit auto-tuned, reminded me of Lewis Griffin or something, but yeah. Her voice, obviously, she's getting older, it's going to get more mature, and her voice is actually really good now. It's really impressive, I think, as well. I couldn't complain about her voice actually at all. It is good. This other guy comes in later, a bit of a, I don't even know who the hell he is, never heard of him before, and it's just a random feature. It doesn't really do anything to the song. Gives a new vocal, I suppose, spices it up a bit, which is quite good, I suppose. Second thing that the McFly song does, Love Is On The Radio, that this song does. Actually, it also mentions radios. But another thing is that they both take the piss out of Miley Cyrus, and everyone likes that. What makes us think is really interesting as well is that in the song, most videos nowadays, has to feature sex or innuendos or something like that, titillation or whatever. Rebecca here doesn't do that at all, and in fact just tries to seem as innocent as possible, which I think is nice. Actually, probably would have to be innocent because she's only 16, so I think that would be a bit. And overall, I think that's my review of Saturday, the song, the video, and my thoughts on Rebecca herself. I have to say to Rebecca, keep it up. I really admire how you've taken everything. I think it's really good. Good on you. And yeah, I wouldn't say here's hoping for the album that's supposed to be coming out anytime soon, but I really think you've improved a lot. I think she's improved a lot, and overall, I'd give this song a 7. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.